spreadsheets, and every time it seems to be a battle. You have data that is inconsistent, and you can't write a good formula, you can't filter, you can't create a pivot table. So let's look at what the data that we have here is. So we have our dates. Our dates are in 3 different formats here. We have this format and the standard issue one. And then we have our customers. Our customers, some are all capitals. And then we have the dreaded curse of a blank line halfway down, and you're like, what? The system, when you're trying to filter this or trying to search this, it's going to be confused. And then we have the dreaded one, which is the merge cells, which really causes great trouble considering that you can't filter or sort by a merge cell. And then you have all these things that are causing you to have big problems. So I'm going to show you the data integrity tools that you need to have to make your data work great. So the 3 I'm going to cover are the structure, the types, and the tables. Over the rules of data structure. The first thing is 1 row, 1 record. So here we have Emily White, and she bought on the same day, she bought 2 widgets. So why don't we have 2 in here? Second thing is that we don't allow blanks. So if you select up here and you go Control A, it stops at the blank row. It's like it doesn't know that there's more data below the blank row. So let's just eliminate blank rows. Same thing with blank columns. And same thing if you do a Control A and there's a blank column, it's just going to end where the blank column is. The third thing is each column should be one entity. So in here we have price and the status, both of them together. Now you need to have, this should be price and this should be status. Don't try to put two things together or it's going to cause many problems. And so the second thing that's wrong with this is a merged cell. Merged cells look great for titles on the top, but when they're in tables, it causes nothing but havoc. To work trying to fix the data in this sheet. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this row so we don't have a blank row. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the merge and center. And now I'm going to put in the heading status here. So we have paid and status, so that's perfect. Okay, so let's look at it. Now, you can tell that these are formatted as text because text aligns to the left of a cell. If they're numbers, they align to the right of the cell. So let's select these and make them numbers. And we're going to go right click and we're going to go format cells, and I'm going to go number, and I want 0 decimal places. And so I'll say OK. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the dates. Now, the dates for Excel looks at dates from how many days it is from January 1st, 1900. So it's this many days since 1900. So if we select all of these dates and go right click and we'll go format cells, then what we're going to, and if we go general, then we'll all have the count of the days since 1900, January 1st, 1900. So let's select all the values in this column and let's select the format that we'd like it to be in. So I'm going to select date, And this is the format that I would like it to be in. And so I'm going to say OK. And there you go. Now here we have the problem of the things being north being, and this one being all caps. Now you could add a column and then select it to be equals proper, but then you're going to end up with a mess of extra columns. So let's go. So now if you're having a number of people entering data in here, give them a selection. So give them a drop-down list. So let's go to data validation, and we're going to go to list. Okay, and now what we're going to do, we're going to go to list, and we're going to say north, and we'll put them in the way that we want them. South, east, west, and say OK. Now, when we click on that, then we're able to select the north, which we've got, and the next one is south. So what we can do is we can drag this down, and this is south. And so now the format is all the same. So we continue doing that for the rest of them. Now, you could do that for the regions. You can do that for the paid. You can do that for anything on here that you have a selection, and you know that the formats are all going to be the same. We have our data all cleaned up. And now I'm going to show you the best way to manage your data. So we're going to click anywhere on our table or on our data, and we're going to go Control T, or if you're on a Mac, it's Command T. So it's asking you, my table has headers, and yes, we do. And so you're going to say OK. And now it's easier to read, it's banded. And the other thing you can do is that you can add a row without any problem, or add a column. Let's add a column in here. So I'm going to put in amount. And automatically it assumes that that's a new column. And now I'm going to create a formula here. I'm going to go equals, and instead of saying equals E2 times F2, I'm going to select it, and it says units, and I put a star for times, and I go price, and there it goes. It's gone all the way down. If you click on the formula, it says units times price. There's no question of what you're multiplying here. The other thing that tables are wonderful things. When you created this table, you have a new tab on your workbook, and it says table design. So let's say we wanted to have totals, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go click on total row. And there you go. And all of these you can do, you can select what you want. I want a sum of this, and perhaps you want a minimum of the next one. You can select minimum, and there you go. We're all set to go, and this is how you work with your data so that it's effective and useful. Please subscribe.